What's up, good people? It is your boy, Cheston. I am so excited tonight. I'm so glad you guys are here. Y'all know what time it is. It is ID Talks. Listen, if you haven't already, tell somebody you know about this. I'm going to give it a few minutes because y'all know I'm always trying to make sure we get all the people in here we can. But share this with somebody you know. It is live on both YouTube and on Facebook. And so you feel free to share it. And even if they can't watch it now, they can watch it on a replay, okay? So yeah, let's do that real quick. Let's take a moment to share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. You're probably like, this guy is crazy. So listen, I'm so excited tonight. Tonight I have a special guest. She is not just my friend, but she is also my sister. Um, it's a lot of people that I call friend and sister and brother, like, because I'm as the only child from my mom. It's kind of one of those things of like, when you meet good people, you latch onto them. But there's some people that I've been in the trenches with, and this is one of the people I've been in the trenches with, and I am so excited that she's here, and I'm so grateful to have my sister, my friend, Dr. Ashley Lowe-Simmons. So it's going to be fun. So y'all just give me 1 second, and we about to go live. I mean, we're about to start the show. Right. So, as always, I'm jumping right in. Let's get to the proper introduction. Y'all ready? Drum roll. Oh, y'all can't hear that. So, I am your friend, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your son, and your favorite artist. If I'm not your favorite artist, act like I'm your favorite artist. Okay. Thank you. Cheston Green, and welcome to ID Talks. ID Talks is a show or a place where we link up with creatives who are believers to discuss purpose, calling, and identity. And tonight, as always, I have a creatives corner. And tonight's creatives corner is very simple. Go get a therapist. I had all these other thoughts in my head and was trying to figure out like what should I say? How can I encourage my friends who are creatives and how can I uplift them? And what business tools and tips could I share? What things have I done? What other things that haven't I shared already? Should it be something spiritual, something like enlightening? Is it something, should I pray and ask God for something deep and insightful? And as I was exercising today, I got something real simple. Go to therapy. So, without further ado, I want to introduce my friend, my sister, and then she's going to come on and we're going to start the show. Okay. So, Dr. Ashley Lowe is a licensed clinical social worker, a serial entrepreneur, a wife, and a mother. Dr. Ashley's mission is to educate the masses about motherhood, finances, and mental wellness. She is an advocate in each of these areas. Dr. Lowe Simmons understands the importance of exposure and how exposure increases our mental capacity and vision. There is much more in the world than what meets the eye. Majority of her work is surrounded by creating opportunities for Black and Hispanic families. These families are often overlooked and fail to have equal access to the same liberties as other more privileged ethnicities. Dr. Ashley's foundational belief is that with the right amount of applied knowledge, strong support systems, and an empowered attitude, nothing is impossible. Y'all, this is my dear friend. I know I'm gonna keep saying this over and over again. It's my dear friend and sister. This my dog. Like we be in the trenches together. Y'all, welcome, Dr. Ashley. Come on up, Ashley.
Am I on? Okay. Hey.
Listen, if y'all are watching and you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, say hello. Come on, let's get some engagement, whether you're on Facebook or on Instagram. Let us know that you're here with us and that you're talking to us live and in Technicolor. Well, really, I guess it's just black and white because you're on the text. But either way, just let us know you're there. Ashley, how are you today?
Tired. I'm good though. How are you?
Tired, but I'm good though. Let's start here. The challenge of being the type of creatives. Okay, what's up, Janice? Janice is in the house. Michelle is in the house. Y'all share this with somebody to let them know that we are live. The challenge with us being the type of creatives that we are, we work 9 to 5s and we have all these other tasks and business opportunities and pursuits and endeavors. And we're trying to make sure our health is well, in good standing and all these things. And sometimes we just be tired. Like I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. I woke up. I actually had to cook this morning because I am in a house share. So someone else was cooking last night. So when I got up this morning, I needed to cook so I didn't have to spend more money. I'm trying to save my money. Yeah, Ashley do some of everything. She help people with credit and help them get their money right. So she helped me get my credit right. So I'm telling y'all all my business tonight. I'm not gonna say she helped me get my credit right. Well, no, I know she helped me improve my credit. Yeah, that's get my credit right. But I had to get up and cook this morning before going to work. I worked my job, then I went to go meet with my physical trainer, worked out with her, then came home to do my cardio. Then I came home to shower and start cooking, then met with a client. And then when I finished with the client, I finished cooking. I have not fully eaten dinner. I just ate a little bowl of something that I had that left over from this morning that it was like a corner of ground turkey just to put something on my stomach. And then I came right here to talk with my sister and share with you guys. So, sometimes we be on the go. And I already know Ashley had the same kind of day that I've had. So don't mind me as I sip on my sun kiss zero.
And it's my dinner right here, my protein smoothie while I'm trying to be healthy.
You're not trying, you're doing it. You're doing a great job.
I don't know. I just came back from Aruba last week. So I mean I
And you
did
look good.
I did thank you. Thank
You look blessed.
you.
That is too funny. Well, y'all know this. If y'all been a part of this show before, y'all know how it goes. We start off with a game, and I think I have to go with what I know. And I know my sister, my friend, is a musical person. Although, actually, I think this is gonna be even funner.
Watch.
This gonna be even funner. This gonna be even fun. I'm about to up the ante. You ready for this?
I'm always ready.
Okay. So Ashley is the type of friend who likes to sing, but does well in a choir currently, as it stands.
Watch it.
Not always the singing solo. She ain't there yet. She gonna get there, but she ain't there yet. And so tonight's game, to warm us up. Actually, before we go there, icebreaker. I'm tripping. So everybody that's tuned in, every week I ask this question to every creative. There is a playlist on both Spotify and on Apple Music, and it is called ID Talks. I think it's actually called ID Talks Creativity. And so this playlist is a playlist created by this icebreaker question. Excuse me. I ask every creative the same question, and I add whatever song they suggest to the playlist. So if you want to get the playlist, you can go to my Instagram, and on my Instagram there is a link tree. When you hit the link tree, there is a link for the Spotify link and a link for the Apple Music link, in case you don't listen or use both. With that being said, Ashley, what is a song that you listen to that gets your creative juices flowing? Or tell me a song that encourages you to keep going when you're feeling frustrated.
Now you just told the people about my music, right? And I don't know the
Mhm.
lyrics half the time. I don't know the title of the song. I just sing the words that I think are in the song.
Yes.
Um, I'm gonna say probably to keep me going. Probably like "Never Would Have Made It." I think it's the name of the song.
Good
Is it?
job. You want to sing it for us?
Sure.
Sing it for us.
Y'all ready? I
Hmm.
never made it without you. I would have lost it all. You were there for me, and now I see that I never.
This is why I asked her to do this. So this is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, so you guys, Never Would Have Made It is being added to the playlist tonight. And I'm going to add it tonight because I realized that I missed one of the songs from last week. So I have to update them because I told y'all last week I was not going to skip out and I made a mistake. So that being said, it will be updated tonight. And it gets updated every week. And I hope you guys enjoy it. It is, let me just say this for the people who are anti anything other than gospel. It is a very diverse playlist. It has all clean music on it, but it is a diverse playlist. So if it's not your cup of tea, it's okay. I'm not offended. Um, so Ashley, this game is called 90s Music Trivia.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a question.
Mm-hmm.
When you know the answer to the question, I want you to the best of your ability to sing the lyric.
Can I look up the lyrics before I sing it?
No.
Oh, all right. Y'all in for a treat. There ain't no telling what's gonna come out these lips. Let's go.
All right. So it's the song is going to come. The question is going to come in the form of a question. to give you the hint. And then once you realize what song I'm talking about, you sing that song, whatever part of the song you remember. Okay.
Okay.
So, what R&B artist asked, "Can we talk"?
Mm. Tevin Campbell.
All right, sing it.
Um. Can we talk for a minute? Boy, I want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute? That's all I know.
No, that's good. That's great. Good job. Good job, y'all. She
The
got
facial
one.
expressions, though, the facial expressions. Watch them. Watch them.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Number two. Where was Brandy when she was thinking about you?
Uh-huh.
I'll give you another hint. Where was Brandy sitting when she was thinking about you?
Was she in her up in her room?
All right, sing it.
Mm. Yeah, I don't have those lyrics. I'm sitting up in my room. I'm sitting here thinking about you. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Good job, Ashley. Y'all give Ashley a hand. Come on, put some hands in the chat. Okay, we got two. We got two. Okay, you ready for the next one? This might be a little challenging.
Mm.
What did she make Usher want to do?
Who, Brandy? What is
No.
she? Oh, hold on. Catch up, Ashley. What does she make Usher want to do? We moved on to the next question. Let me see. Can I get an additional hint or another question?
The backstory was she was the best friend in
I
the
think,
song.
yeah, I think I remember something about it, but drawing a blank.
Okay, here's a hint. In on the show Moesha, they actually did this. He performed this song on Moesha
Mm-hmm.
because he was trying to get at her, and he was like, she was trying to put him on to Niecy, and he was like, "You make me wanna."
Leave the one I'm with, start a new relationship with you. This is what you do. This is what you do. I
All
don't
right,
remember.
okay. You doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. We got three. We got three. Okay, here's a more poetic one. What would Monica cross for you?
Mm, mm. This is middle school. I remember this. I will cross the ocean for you. I will go and bring you the moon. I will be your sun and your stars in the sky and the rain for you.
Good, good job.
Thanks.
She that was pretty close. Now Ashley is, if you know Ashley, Ashley's doing a really great job. Um, yeah. That was everybody just about I know middle school song. I think I sang it at my best friend's wedding, or I was, I don't know. I've sung it a couple times. Yeah, that's a really good song. For you, I will. All right, let's go to the gospel side. I got three more.
I'm gonna do better with
When
this.
I hope so. When did Kirk Franklin? No, what did Kirk Franklin want to do when he thought about the goodness of God?
Stump.
Ah, come on! All right, now
Hey.
come on, give me the lyrics. Now give me the lyrics.
Make me clap my hands, make me wanna dance and stomp. Come on, are
Good
you with
job,
me?
Ashley.
Remember he said something like that.
GP, are you with me?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. It was something like that.
You were close. You doing. You really doing a great job. I have to give it to you. Michelle is in the comments saying yes. Let's give you some support out here, Ashley. Um, the next one. What did Mary want God to take off?
Mm, them chains. Take them shackles off my feet so I can dance.
Okay.
Chain
Okay. Good
shackles,
job.
restrictions.
Well, we want to stick to shackles because that was the lyric. So now
Oh,
sing it.
take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just want to praise you. I just want to praise you.
Hey, hey.
So I can lift my hands. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna Frazier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that.
Actually, I got to give you credit. You've improved on not going to some crazy note and clapping on this weird rhythm. Good job. All right, here's the last one. I made this one a little challenging, but this is what it is. Whose battle is it?
This is challenging.
Yeah, I didn't give you a whole lot of context clue.
It's the Lord's.
Sing it.
I think it's no matter. Is this Yolanda Adams?
Yep. Uh-huh. Come on. Come on.
Um, See, I'm married to a musician now. I gotta figure some things out. All right, so dang, I lost it. What's the name of the song again?
The
Didn't I
battle
just
is the
tell you?
Lord's.
The battle is the so yeah. So no matter what you're going through, oh, I don't
Come
remember.
on. Come on.
Just know that God's got to use
That's it.
you.
Yeah. Come on. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Keep coming. Keep coming. Good job, Ashley. Y'all, my friend did a really good job. Ashley, can we sing this one more song and then we're gonna get into the interview?
It depends on what the song is, because I don't know what you're thinking right now.
Can you sing "Lord, I Lift Your Name on High"?
Is that's not the one with the cross to the grave, right? Mm. Okay, let me see. I knew you was about to do this. All right.
Because you on a
He
roll. I just want to say.
yeah. Let's see. He went from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, from the cross to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. I did it wrong?
Ashley, no, listen. I'm gonna tell you why
He
I'm
came.
gonna tell you why I'm gonna tell you why I'm giving you credit. Because at least those words are actually in there. Usually you make up some words that ain't even in there. Y'all give it up for Ashley. Thank you, Ashley, for being such a great person to do this activity. Um, y'all, I want to take a quick pause to say part of the reason I brought Ashley on tonight is because this is Mental Health Awareness Month. Is that correct, Ashley?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it was appropriate to talk about our mental health. I said earlier, get you a therapist. Ashley is a clinical social worker, a licensed clinical social worker. But there are all types of avenues out there, and I'm not saying these to be like advertising for them, but you got like better help. You got insurance. You got some people who would do pro bono work. You have some people who would do stuff on a sliding scale. There's so many options and so many opportunities out there. And a lot of times we use social media as our journal, and we should actually just get a journal and get a therapist. And so I say that, and it has a little like sarcasm or humor in it, but I'm being serious. Like, there's nothing wrong with sharing, but I think it's really important to get the right people that you can share with who will give you actual sound feedback, because sometimes the peanut gallery is who give you feedback on social media, and it's not helpful or uplifting. They just are there to applaud whatever foolishness you might be engaged in that moment. And when I say you, I'm speaking to myself. Like, there are times that I have some foolish thoughts that aren't, the most wise. So even today, I posted on social media. I almost recorded. I saw somebody get into a fight this morning, and I almost posted, and I was like, that ain't the wisest. Like, it's not a good look for the gospel artist to be posting a fight that I know gonna go viral on TikTok and on, it's gonna go viral. I'm gonna get the views, right? It's a quick, easy way to go viral and get more attention to my music. But I'm like, yeah, no, that ain't right. That ain't the attention I want, and so I chose not to. But that's that comes from me having a mother who be like, boy, don't you put that kind of stuff up there, or having a manager to be like, Justin, put it down. Like, you got to have the right kind of people around you who are really uplifting you and building you in the right ways. So I'm encouraging you all to get a therapist. And with no further ado, we're going to talk to Dr. Ashley Lowe-Simmons. So Ashley, we have these questions that I ask typically every interview, and I'm gonna start there, and then we're just gonna see where it rolls to. Okay.
10-4, Captain.
So I'm gonna start with this. What does identity mean to you?
Identity means to me That it is a representation of who you are, what you believe, what your values are, and what your reputation is in the world.
Mm. I think of all the definitions that we've been given, reputation has not been included, and I think that's really important that we include it because your reputation, I gotta say representation, your reputation is a part of what you leave that's connected to your identity. So that's really impactful.
Mhm.
Um, we talked earlier about all the different things you do, right? So when I met Ashley, let me just tell the backstory how I met Ashley. I met Ashley. We went to the same church at the time, and the fun. I'm going to tell the fun version of the story. Ashley would tell it a little different, but it's still the same basis. Ashley and I met because we were going to the same church, and at the time, I had moved to Baltimore, and the person who used to do my hair was in like right outside of DC. So it was like an hour drive, and it just didn't make sense for me to always go back to DC to get my hair done because I wasn't living. Um, maybe I sometimes it just wasn't convenient, and so the person I was going to in Baltimore, it was sometimes challenging to get into her shop because of her schedule. So I called my friend Nikki on it, and I said, Nikki, I need somebody who do locks, like because Nikki had locks at the time. Well, she had locks again. And Nikki said Ashley does it. I was like, who is Ashley? She's like the girl from the church. I'm like, I don't know no Ashley. She was like, she started describing her to me, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, can you find out if she would, do it for me? And she was like, yeah. So we exchanged information. Ashley said she would do them. And so the first time I go over, I think we had seen each other. We had seen each other at church. I just didn't realize what your name was. Got to the house. We start like talking, just having small talk. And in the meantime, I think me and Nala actually started talking more. And you were like, he should go talking to strangers. And so it just kind of grew. And I think by the second time I went over, I said to Ashley, I actually knew what God told me, like you guys are going to be friends. And that doesn't happen to me often. Um, and when it does, sometimes I won't even say anything because I'm like the person's probably gonna think I'm weird. So I just sat there for a minute and I was like, Ashley said something to me, and I was like, Ashley, I think we're gonna be friends. She was like, I don't need no more friends. I don't do people. And I was like, no, we're gonna be friends. And so time goes on. I actually we didn't realize that at that time we lived down the street from each other, and it literally went from like us not really knowing each other to like we would go to each other's house and cook dinner, alternate who was cooking dinner on Sundays. There were times she'd be like, hey, I need somebody to pick up my daughter, or like there was times I was like, yo, can you pick me up? I need a ride, like my car is down, or like just kind of being there for one another. We both are from different places. I'm from North Carolina, she was from Illinois, so we didn't have a lot of family around. We just kind of always looked out for each other, and we really built this solid friendship and almost like siblinghood to the point that some days she'd be like, I don't feel like arguing with you today. Like, stop. And I'm like, no, because you just don't want to hear what I got to say. And I'm going to say what I need to say because you're going to listen. And so just from there, it grew. And I also know Ashley to be a creative, although you all haven't heard the different ways that she is creative. One of the things Ashley has is her own brand. She's wearing her t-shirt now. She also it is a poet. I'm going to still say is a poet. She what else? Ashley, she writes books. She got some other stuff that she's working on. She got all these different things she's working on, right? But I think there's so much to be said about who you are as a person, as a creative. And so my next question to you is, how did you discover your purpose? Because you do all these things, but like I know this, but I want them to know that you have a goal, you have like a theme, you have a purpose statement. So how did you find your purpose?
Well, I believe that I found my purpose by just living life.
Okay.
Um, Sometimes I still go back and forth, like, Lord, am I really supposed to be doing this? But I know it's what I am supposed to be doing. What I've been talking to a lot of people about is so many people say, I want to become successful. But it's not about, it's easy to become successful. It's that
Hmm.
maintenance period that where people lose it. Because if you the maintenance of success is a lot, right? And so that's the only reason I go back and forth, because it's hard. You know what I mean? Just maintaining all of the things, all of the titles, all of the creative juices, just everything, just maintaining it all and trying not to drop the ball, because you have to realize that you can't do it in your own strength. I can't do it in my own strength. This guy who graces me to be able to carry the load that I carry. Excuse
Absolutely.
me. So when I say that just living life is how I discover my purpose, because my mom and dad were not married. Then my dad raised me, and it was just a very like traumatic childhood and a lot of the things that I had to go through. But I came to a realization during COVID that our parents only have what they have to give us, and we can't set an expectation for them to give us more. We can hope, like, Lord, I would hope that I can get all of these things that we may see that our friends get. But through that trauma and through that process, what I realized was that God has called me to mothers, to let mothers know that it is possible, to all mothers, but specifically those mothers that have to go through the struggle, that have to go through the challenge, that need that support. Through my financial challenges, I realized that God wants me to teach people how to be financially well, how to be good stewards over their finances. And then with mental health, that kind of like, again, happened through me living life, working a job, being unhappy, being depressed in the job that I was doing, going to school because school was the only thing that was common, that was normal. And so I kind of stuck with what I knew in that aspect to be led here. Um, and so my purpose and my identity was discovered by just living life and being aware of the life that I lived.
Mm. That's really powerful. I was listening to a lady preach, like a clip that was posted, and she said, and she wasn't knocking people for going to different conferences and things to learn more about yourself and your purpose and your callings and gifts. But she said so many people are going all over the place looking for purpose. And she was like, I don't know if she said exactly keep living, but she was like, I think she said keep walking with God. She was like, He's the one who gives you the purpose.
Yeah, it's
Like
with
those places, those things can't give you the purpose. And
yes.
so what I hear you say is, your experiences gave you that, and God gave it to you because He was walking with you through those experiences.
Hmm. Hmm.
Awesome. Um, I want to come back to the trauma, but I want to talk about your training, right? Your education. Um, we know life has taught you a lot of things, but you're not. Ooh, let me be careful on how I say this. There are a lot of people who are doctors, because of honorary positions and things like that. But you are actually a doctor. Like you studied to be a doctor. So can you tell us about the program that you did to become
Hmm.
Dr. Ashley Lowe-Simmons?
Yep. So I have a doctorate in social work. Um, when you get a doctorate, there are multiple tracks that you can take. So you can take the PhD track, which is academia. So you want to go and lecture and teach, and that be your profession. I'm too creative to do that. And I knew I didn't have another 8 years in me to do that. um god God told me when I first moved to Baltimore, you're going to be in the trenches. Like, I need you to be out there, boots on the ground with my people. And so in the profession of social work, that's called practice, right? So I knew that I was supposed to be in the field practicing, doing the work, still educating in the field,
Mhm.
but not in the classroom. Though I do teach in the classroom, but it's just part-time, bringing in a little extra coins, right? So the program was 2 years long. I studied on the lack of financial education of Black and Hispanic single mothers and their families. They possess some of the lowest levels of financial knowledge. So I read a bunch of stuff. I interviewed a bunch of people. I created a bunch of stuff. I came up with an intervention and a program to be able to help them to elevate out out of the lack, right? The Bible even tells us that my people perish for lack of knowledge. And so that's just ignorance. And you can be ignorant on any level about anything. And when you're financially ignorant, what happens is that that lack of education transfers to your children, and the things that they see you do, or the things that they don't see you do, that also transfers to them. And so now we have this continuous cycle, from generation to generation, of a lack of financial knowledge. God did not create us to be poor, to live in poverty. And so the Bible even tells us that God has given us the ability to produce wealth. What does that mean? Whatever we have in our hands, we all have some type of gift, some type of skill, some type of talent. We have to use those things in order to creatively produce wealth, right? Which is usually is usually attached to our identity and who we are and what our purpose is. That's usually the gifts that we have, right? So in the program, I did it, created some stuff, waiting on my first prototype for my game to come out for single moms and their children, or caregivers and children, because it's a multi-generational game. So that the program kind of just equipped me to improve my leadership skills, to connect with people, to do the research first and make sure. I already felt that it was true, but when you do the research, it kind of confirms what my hypothesis was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the program.
Actually, it's so funny because I remember us being in the trenches. Talk about trenches. God said you're gonna be in the trenches. Yeah, me and Ashley was in the trenches from having long nights of studying and working on concepts and how do we write this. And I'm saying we, because this is a community doctor. um, it was some days where I'm like, well, all right, I'm gonna go pick up Nala. We go da, 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 while you can go study, or
Mhm.
me and Nala go to ride bikes. So Nikiana would come and do stuff like we was all kind of like tag teaming to make sure our friend got across the finish line, and we're really proud of you. And here we are a year later, right? Because it was a year ago we was in Southern California celebrating your uh, rites of passage. Um, but it's so funny because I think that even you guys can't say her, but my mom is on here right now. She's the person who mans the call for us, or the show. And I remember having a conversation with her one day, and I said, Mama, and it wasn't an accusatory conversation, it was a question. I said, I don't remember us ever talking about finances. Like, we never talked about financial literacy. She was like, we didn't know about financial literacy. And so it was an aha moment, and it's one of those things where, um, as Ashley said, you sometimes will emulate what you see your parents do. I think that in certain instances, my mom, what she did know, she shared with me. Like, she used to tell me, like, stop spending so much money. Stop always doing. You don't. Sometimes you need to sit down. Like, you sitting down isn't just because um, just because you have the money to do something, don't mean you need to always do it. Sometimes you need to sit down and save that money because you don't know what's going to happen. And there'll be sometimes you be like, I'm not giving you money to help you with whatever because you didn't make wise choices earlier. Like,
Mhm.
now you need to suffer through this to figure out how to X, Y, and Z. And it wasn't a suffer through like I'm struggling. Because let me tell you something, my mom always got my back. That's like, I would never say that's my dog, but like that's my greatest support system. Um, but at the same time, she wanted me to learn the lessons. And there were, a hard lesson I had to learn in the beginning was, like when I bought my first car, I didn't have a well-paying job, right? So I said, well, Mama, what am I going to do? I was like, I need a car. I didn't got to get back and forth. She was like, we go into one of these credit places where you don't, they work with people who don't have good credit to get you a car. So I did that. Y'all, that car lasted me from 2000 and graduated in '08. From 2008 to it lasted about 4 or 5 years. It was a 19, I think that thing was like a 1990 Chevy Impala. I mean Chevy Lumina. This thing was so old when it died. The man told me because it like the steering wheel locked up. He was like, "Yeah, it's gonna cost you about $7,000 to replace all of all of the metal in the car because it all rusted. That's why it won't work anymore." But let me tell you something. That Lumina, I drove that Lumina like it wasn't nobody's business. I got it to Maryland. I drove it. I drove from Maryland to North Carolina, whatever I could. But they share with us what they can, and we can learn things sometimes from what they couldn't do. Like I didn't see my mom do a lot of trips. She didn't have money for us to do a lot of trips. So then when I got a little older, I started saying, okay, I want to learn how to budget because going on vacation, going out of town, whether it was to another state, another city, even if it was a couple, go out with my friends to go visit a family member, that was a way for me to refresh, regroup, restore, renew myself. And so I had to start figuring out how to do those things. And so I'm with you, Ashley. Like we was in the trenches, y'all.
Yeah.
Definitely in the trenches. What is one of the biggest challenges you had to become who we now know as Dr. Ashley Lowe-Simmons?
Um, one of the biggest challenges that I had to overcome. How about I'm gonna rephrase your question because
Okay.
I'm a doctor. I can do that. No, I'm just
Oh,
playing. What is one of the biggest challenges that I am constantly overcoming?
come on, girl. Let's go deep. Let's go deep tonight.
You get on my nerve. um, Myself. Yeah. So
Okay, Ashley.
see, we are, and we are mind, body, spirit, right? Um, it's not just the body. It's multiple components. And so I still continue to question myself, am I worthy of doing this? Like as you read things and I hear, yeah, I did it all, but it's like, but should I be, like always constantly questioning, right? And then you also have to look at the humility piece of it because I can only do it because God allowed me to, right?
Yeah,
Um, but you have to get over yourself because you're always going to have something that's happening in life, and there's always going to be a question that arises, and you're going to wonder, like, am I really doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Why is it, like, I ask myself, it's one thing after another after another after another in life, why so much adversity? But people say that God gives the hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. And I often want to question God and say, well, we didn't have a conversation about how strong you thought I was. Like, I didn't, what if I don't think I'm this strong? Right? So that mental health piece, like our mind is so powerful that it can literally like create life for us, it can construct and build, or it can tear us down and having us want to end it all. Literally. So that's
yeah,
what mental health is. It's the foundation of everything. Everything. So if you have a strong foundation, like you'll still have those questions, but you'll also have the tools that you need to say, okay, what do I need to do to build my mind up today? What do I need to do to build my body up today? What do I need to do to build my spirit up today? And it's never an easy process, but no one ever said that it would be easy. And if it was easy, anybody could do it. You know what I mean? Right. And so when you work for it, even if you're a parent and you have children or nieces and nephews or godchildren, when kids work for stuff, they're more appreciative. When we have to work for stuff, we're more appreciative and we want to take care of it. If someone is just giving you things, then you're not going, it's whatever. You know what I mean?
hmm
So the biggest obstacle that I'm always overcoming is myself, like remembering I got to keep God first. I have to, because if I don't, I can easily slide. My husband will say, like, yo, you so vain. And I do have moments, right? But it's not negative vein, it's more of a, I see what God instilled in me, right? And I'm grateful for it, but I'm still giving him the glory and the honor for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's for me, it's just constantly overcoming myself, questioning myself. My past will constantly tries to creep up um through just my thoughts, through family members, through experiences that try to relate to past experiences, trauma, whatever. So I'm constantly overcoming me.
Man, that is so powerful because so many thoughts just ran through my mind from from where I am in my own life and the challenges I've been facing, and I just had a conversation. Um, to be totally honest, I've been in just a fight since the first of the year, and it's one of those things of I'm really glad and grateful for my support system. Everybody that's around me, whether they know what's all the things that have been going on, um, or they don't know the things that have been going on, they've been really good and really supportive and really uplifting. But there's really been like blow after blow after blow for the last few months. And we're just in May, right? And so I was talking to this lady last 2 weeks ago. I went to the sauna and she asked me what my name was. And she said, and I said, my name is Cheston. And she was like, okay, Mr. Green. Okay, I got your appointment here. She was like, you have the most beautiful name. She was like, it's such a strong name. She said, do you know what your name even means? And I laughed and I said, it means strength. And she said, really? She said, where did your mom get that? And she said, is it a family name? I said, no. I said, she got it out of a book. And so, we went on having a conversation. And when I went in the sauna and thought and kind of sat, was thinking, and I had that exact same conversation with God, like, you didn't ask me if I wanted to be the strongest one. You didn't like, and I said, I want to be strong, but I don't always feel strong. And so I remembered the scripture that says his strength is made perfect in our weakness.
Mm.
And so it was the thing to remind me of, Justin, even when you just don't have it, some days I just don't have it.
Yeah.
Um, some days it's a day by day. Yesterday I text my mom. I said, "Mama, just pray for me. It's just a rough day. It's like just I keep going with the punches, and um, I'm a private person, so I don't tell my business too much. But I have um,
I
I
know
was
you
able to
business.
bounce back.
I know you.
I know you know. I know you know my business, but I don't tell the social media all my business.
I
But
know.
I was able to bounce back through the rest of my day, and even this morning I got up and I was like, all right, it's gonna be a good day. And then I saw the craziness I saw this morning, and then got into work, and I was just like, I'm gonna just keep fighting. I was worshiping. I was listening to the right stuff. I was listening to a sermon, and as the day got, I remember one part of my day, I said, God, I am just exhausted. I said, I'm tired. And so I sat there and I was like, I need you to give me the strength. You said you was gonna give me strength. Where is it? I need it. Like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, it was like I just took a nap. It was like I took a nap and woke up with this burst of energy and was like, okay. And I just started hammering through what I needed to hammer through. And I was like, okay, I feel good. And I was like, okay, now I can go work out. And then when I got home and when I started cooking, I was like, I feel a little tired. And I was like, okay, I got to get in the shower and got to get on this Zoom with this kid and do his session. And I was like, okay, God, like all these things will come together. And I was like, you know what, God, you can give me the strength to get through it. Then I looked at the time and I was like, Lord, I didn't get to finish, prepare for my interview with Ashley. And it was one of those things of like, all right, God, I just got to trust you. Like, yeah, I don't ever take advantage of the fact that we are friends. I don't want to ever, that this audience comes to watch, right? I don't want to take advantage of that and say, oh, well, I don't have to prepare. Like, no, I take this serious
Mm-hmm.
because my hope is that whether a gazillion people know you now or a gazillion people know you later, that thousands of people watch this and are empowered, right? But there
Mm-hmm.
are times in life where you just need God's strength to show up. And through all the trauma and all the drama and all the chaos that happens, we need a system. We need tools. We need all the things we can get to keep going. And so to hear you say your challenge, your ongoing challenge is overcoming yourself and it's just a reminder of the humanity that we all deal with. We are all overcoming something. We are all, the Bible tells us, I want to say in Romans, that the whole earth is groaning, waiting for the sons of man to be revealed, right? But then there's another place that says, basically, like, there is no tribulation or no struggle that is not uncommon to man, which means I, even if I don't struggle or am not tempted the same way you are, we still both are tempted at some level. And so temptation is not foreign from us. Like, you
Mhm.
go through, stuff, I go through stuff. We both know what it is to struggle. We both know what it is to have resistance against us. But thank
Mhm.
God, because we can find comfort and solace in knowing that I ain't the only person going through this. I ain't the
Yeah.
only person suffering. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm not the only person who has to carry this weight or this load. I'm not the only one carrying a cross. You know what I mean? So, whew, that was a good one, Ashley.
I can be a little deep sometimes. You know.
Doing good talking tonight. Doing good talking tonight. Um, I wanna take a quick second, a quick pause, and then we're gonna circle back because I believe that there's some creatives tonight who need to be encouraged about trauma and tribulation and problems and challenges, right? But I want to take a second for us to both talk about merch. So we both have clothes that actually have a positive message, and you actually happen to have yours on tonight. Can you tell us about your merch?
I can. I can. So, Conversations with a Clinician is the name of my business. And something that God gave it to me, told me to talk to his people about. He told me to have conversations with his people, or have conversations, or something along those lines. Whatever he told me, it was just really like mind boggling. I'm like, what are you talking? I talk to guy like he my homeboy. Like, dude, what are you talking about? I'm a therapist. I talk for a living. I'm always talking to your people. What do you mean? So he's like, have conversations, and you're the clinician. I'm like, I know that. This is what this is the profession you put me in. So nonetheless, everything happened. I ain't gonna go into how it was built, but everything happened with Conversations with a Clinician about 3 years ago. Um, and then it was like these mental health sayings started coming to me. So it's just the intersectionality of life and all things of life and mental health. So everything that we encounter in life can impact our mental health. So what does mental health mean to you? So every shirt is pretty much the same. The only difference is the middle part. So it says mental health is, then whatever mental health is to you. This particular one I have on is mental health is owning my story. And then it says
Mm,
conversation with a clinician. So I have prioritizing me, I have owning my peace, I have um investing in me, just little things that God, like little nuggets that God will drop to remind me of what mental health is, right? And so that's the brand. Mental health is whatever you need it to be is what it is, and what I
mm,
need it to be differs from what you need it to be. So if it's relative to you, run with it. If it's not, eat the meat, throw out the bones. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So where do people get these shirts from?
So you can go to my Instagram store. My Instagram is Dr. Sims, or you can go to my website, which is www.convos, with a clinician.com.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put that up so people can go and check it out. Um, there we go. So I also have merch, and it actually touches on therapy. And but mine says "Your love is my therapy." You can go to my website, ChestonTheGreen.com. That is ChestonTheGreen.com. Currently have some spring trending looks, so make sure you check them out. And I think there's 4 different colors. I'm really excited about them. Mine get here Saturday, and so I'm excited about them. Did I already say I'm excited about them? But the phrase "Your love is my therapy" comes from a lyric from a song I wrote called "Show Me." "Show Me" is a song that talks about spending intimate time with God. You know how, like, you can go to church, right, and you can have a good time in church. God can meet you in church. I'm not saying He can't. There's a different level of intimacy when it's just you and God at the house. where you
Listen,
can talk, like Ashley was talking about, when you be like, God, what is going on? Like, what? This is not what we talked about.
I
Or,
feel like that's
you know,
all
you can just
I
listen. You can cry. Listen, you can cry your eyes out. You can lay on the floor, just um, have those real moments. And so that's what the song is talking about. It really. I didn't write it. It was a song that was downloaded to me. The song was given to me in a dream, and I woke up, wrote it down, went back to sleep, and I told God if it was real and it was going to work. When I woke up the next morning, the rest of it would come to me, or because I was trying to write it in the middle of the night because it wasn't quite coming, but I realized I was getting away, so I had to go back to sleep. And the next morning, I woke up singing the song, and and the funny part is, out of all the songs that I've written, that's one that currently is the highest stream song of my songs. So God literally gave me a song, and it's really been a blessing. But in the lyric, it says, "Your love is my therapy. Come talk to me, but you've already paid the copay." So it's this idea. It's this idea. Can you hear me, Ashley?
say.
Okay. All the technical difficulties. AirPods died in the middle of talking. It's the idea that us having a relationship with God can heal us, can give us the peace, the calm, everything we need. And in addition to, we can go to see a therapist like Ashley. So y'all can check that out at chestandgreen.com. But let's get back into these questions, Ashley, because we only have a few more minutes, and this has been a great talk, but I don't want to belabor the time, as they say in church.
Yes, I got a bedtime.
Yeah, so I know it's you probably already passed it because you got probably your do not disturb is already on. Outside
Period.
Ashley,
Period.
Ashley is one of the few friends of mine who actually make me angry with this do not disturb. I turn mine on for when I have sessions. So I practice not practice. I am I do some mental health work on the side. Um, I also have Bible study with my cousins periodically. And so it's different things I do like that, or I have meetings like music meetings and stuff. When I have those meetings, I put my phone on do not disturb. If I have something going on at work that's like really urgent and I need to like super focus, I'll put my phone on do not disturb and put my phone in another room so I don't even like get tempted to look at it. But Ashley's one of those friends at 8 o'clock at night or 7:30, it's on do not disturb. And I get irritated, so I call her twice.
Yes,
See
Lord.
all this crazy she doing now. So I already know it's on auto set for do not disturb. It don't have nothing to do with this conversation we're having. But anyway, Ashley, you was talking about trauma, right? I feel like there are a lot of creatives who we can write about the trauma. We write songs, and they are therapeutic in a sense of they are very cathartic, which means they are cleansing. It's purifying for us to get them out, right? But
Come
it
on.
seems like to me a lot of us will still be stuck. How do you think that happens? I mean, it's like it's great that we can talk about it, but if you ain't healing from it, where we going with it?
So I used to say that I was a toolbox therapist, okay? And so what I mean by that is that you have to have tools like in a tool bag. Like if I grab my bag, right? And I put like this in here and then I put this in here, right? So I got tools in my bag, right? Now say that I'm in a traumatic car accident, right? And
Okay.
in this car accident, I was in a traumatic car accident. Actually, you came to pick me up, okay? I thought I was dead. I'm not even joking. My head was in between the airbag and the window. My girlfriend couldn't see me. Anyway, so um now whenever I'm in a car, what did I do to deal with that? I may not have done anything, I don't think, but let's just say someone is in a car accident and whenever they're in the car, they get tensed up. So their body remembers that they were in a car accident. So your body tenses up. There's something in your brain called the amygdala. And the amygdala is like your personal security guard. It protects you from any type of like danger or any type of like perceived threat, right? Might not even be real. So things that you can do, you can breathe. So whenever I get in a car, if I tense up, I can take out this tool, right? This is my tool. And now I'm doing my deep breaths. What is that doing? That's allowing air to come in my brain stem to regulate what's going on in my brain so that my nerves and stuff like that in my body, it can send the right signals and that tension can decrease. What else can I do? I can take this. This is tool number 2. I can take this other tool and I can start doing like I can tense up my muscles and relax them. I can tense up my muscles and relax them. Each muscle group. That's another tool. Say the breathing didn't work. I have another tool to use, right?
Okay.
Say I'm not in a car, but I'm at home and I have this fear of this long road trip that I have to take because I remember the accident because my brain keeps going there and it's worried about the world of what if this happens, what if that happens. So I take out tool number 3 and I grab a piece of paper and I grab a pen and I just start writing. I start writing about what my worries are, why I'm concerned about this, what's the worst thing that could happen, what's the best thing that could happen. So I'm journaling. So then that's my third tool. So that's all the tools I got for y'all right now. But saying that to say that you have to have more than one tool. So say wrote something and you wrote a song and it helps you to heal in the process of that. But healing is a journey. You don't just heal and then it's a period. It's not like healing, period. It's like healing, comma, healing, semicolon, healing. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's never complete. It's a continual journey. You're healing through whatever you did. So whenever it comes up, because our brain remembers experiences, right? Whatever traumatic incident, our brain remembers that. And because our brain remembers that, what we have to do is figure out how to deal with it. Just did an Instagram on that when I was on the side of the road.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But so many times people say, "Oh, I'm dealing with it." What are you doing to deal? Because you saying you're dealing that's what is that? Dealing requires you to act.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do as you to deal? You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So to say what you, I mean, to like answer your question, we have to make sure that we have multiple tools because the tools that we have in our toolbox may not work every single time. Breathing is an amazing tool. It's so many things that happens in our body just from us getting an adequate amount of air and oxygen and carbon dioxide and all of those different things, right? We need to make sure that we are allowing ourselves to breathe, to regulate. Our nerves control everything in our body. So the brain sends signals. And if we don't have anything to regulate, then we're going to live a life of dysregulation. That's why so many people live in dysfunction.
Come on. That's so good. Ashley, I think I told you recently I passed out at the gym like a couple months ago. So I found out, speaking to exactly what you just said, the problem, the culprit this whole time, I've been to a cardiologist. I've had to have a stress test. I've had to wear a cardio monitor. I've had to do, they tried to put me on some medication. I was like, I'm not taking that. Y'all have this thing with medicine already. I ain't taking a whole bunch of stuff, just be taking it. And so they was doing all this stuff. I had to go to the doctor. I mean, it was to the point I was going to the doctor, I feel like every 2 weeks for like 2 months. It was like crazy, right? Come to find out the problem was me breathing. My breathing had gotten so off that the breathing that you taught me to do for the
Vagus nerve.
I had breathed too much or too little, or I had gotten the breathing off regulation, and it triggered it, and that's what made me pass out.
Wow.
So because that vagus nerve will make you relax, but it also, if you do it wrong, it will make your heart rate and your pulse plummet. So my body, literally everything just shut down. So now when I lift weights, I have to make sure I'm breathing properly, or else I get super dizzy before or after I lift the weight like that. And it's like a whole thing of like, okay, Chester, make sure you're breathing. So it's so funny you say that, y'all. I don't have enough time for my friend to totally share everything. And Ashley, maybe we have to do a part. This always happens with us.
I was just about to say that you always trying to do a part 2.
Because there's so much that needs to be said. I want to hit on this one real quick. So what I heard you say is that healing isn't like one way. It's not unilateral. It's not horizontal. It's sometimes up and down, right?
Come on, it's not unilateral. You and this verbiage today. Come on with the vocabulary.
It takes more. It's a two-way street, right? Or it takes more than one way. I also what I'm hearing is this is gonna mess up somebody who's like super religious, but I like doing this, and I actually feel like we both need to go listen to. I feel like we both need to get TD Jake's book, The Disruptor, or whatever it's called. And I was trying to not get it because he just put out a book today, but I feel like whatever he talking about might be applied to what we do.
Okay.
Um, I think that not think I know. I want to tell people church is not enough.
Oh, it's not.
Your pastor ain't enough.
No, they're human.
Going to the altar is great, but that's not enough
Yeah.
either. Like we need the tools. That's a tool, but it's not all the tools. The
Exactly.
scripture is a tool, but it's not all the tools.
Yeah. But
He
you know
gave us doctors.
that comes from things that have been indoctrinated and like passed down from generation to generation. Oh, go pray about it. Oh, you better believe I'm going to violently pray about it because the word tells me to violently take it by force. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to pray. That's one tool that God has given me.
Right.
Worship is another tool that God has given me. He even gave us tools in his word to help
Yeah.
us with mental health. Music is another tool.
Yeah.
Music shifts moods, right?
Yeah.
So God
Yeah.
is even telling us that we need more than just one thing. And church ain't even the building.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Yeah. And I say that because I feel like sometimes people get real they get real religious in their approach, and you got to be secure enough in your walk with Christ. And if you're not, this isn't to shame you. Let me say that. But I'm secure enough in my walk with Christ that my therapist is not a Christian, but he respects my Christian values. Matter of fact, he sent me this meditation the other day because he knows I like meditation. I listened to this thing called Abide. If you don't know what Abide is, I really need to figure out how to become an endorser of Abide because all of my friends has got Abide because of me. And I need to start getting some money from Abide because
Referral fees.
pay me, please. But he sent me this meditation and he told me if it's not your cup of tea, it's okay. Like I won't be offended, which usually means it's something in that he know I ain't gonna probably listen to. Man, I started listening to that thing, and at first I was like, okay, it's a little different. But then it started saying, I'm the MF in this, and I'm like, no, sir, you know I wasn't going to listen. I wasn't going to get that far. I don't want it in my subconscious because, yeah, I just don't need that there. But ultimately, like, there's so many different things that I can get from this man. And I know that there are things that I share with him, that even in therapy, when I'm having an aha moment, he even be like, ooh, Chester, that's really good. Like your light could be shining there. So you can't you need to find somebody who went to school for mental health,
Mm-hmm.
not somebody who can just coach you. Somebody who got a psychology degree, a bachelor's and master's, like I have a bachelor's in psychology. I don't profess to be a psychologist because I'm not, and I can't be. I'm not a therapist. Like I'm not at the level that Ashley's at. Clearly, she's a doctor and she has a master's. But I can give you a little something. Like I know a little thing or two. I can share with you what I got, but I ain't trying to charge either. Like you need to have some people that know what they're talking about from the textbook. I wish I had one of my psychology books over here that was within reach, and not just you need that kind of thing, and not to say that the scripture. I'm not discounting scripture because scripture. Let me tell y'all something. I am a real. I've been quoting scripture since we've been on here. I've been talking about the word of God. But what I know is sometimes we get comfortable and we want to go what we know, and we don't always think about, well, what if God is trying to do something different? What if God is trying to disrupt some patterns that I already have in life?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's good. I know you said textbook. There's a textbook for you.
there you go.
Human
There you
behavior.
go. You read it. Ashley, this is such an empowering, such a powerful conversation. Um, I usually have a last question. Oh, she froze on us. Is you still there?
hear me?
Father, can you?
Can you
There,
hear me?
look, I
I don't
I
know.
can
It
hear you.
keeps
Just yeah.
going to the little loading thing, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, we there, but we about to wrap this up. I usually ask our last question, but I'm not going to ask the last question because this is not going to be the last one. So when we get off, I'll call you tomorrow and figure out what we're going to reschedule because we're going to do a part two. Like I got some empty slots anyway.
Next time I'm gonna charge you.
You ain't charge me nothing.
I know I was
Jesus,
just
praise
joking.
y'all. Uh, tonight, what is something you want creatives to walk away with after this conversation
What do I want creatives to walk away with? I want creatives to walk away with knowing that I mean, like, you have what it takes to just create, you know what I mean? And even if your creativity doesn't look like what somebody else's creativity looks like, don't try to mimic. There's so many people that, like, try to mimic what they see being done. Like, just be you and
let's
just
keep it
create.
real. This season, that's what everybody keeps saying. That's crazy. You're like the third person to say that this season.
Seriously?
Yes.
You know what's funny?
What?
I haven't even watched the other shows. Don't judge me. I didn't even know they
I'm on.
said. Oh, yeah, because you see who come on, right? I know. But you know, I'm always supporting you. I'm always share, like, comment.
You know, we don't have, support doesn't have to be that you watch. Support can be that you share or tell somebody about it.
Exactly.
And you can always watch the replay.
Period.
Yes. That's good, Ashley. Y'all, this has been my conversation with my sister and friend, Dr. Ashley Lowe-Simmons. Dr. Ashley Lowe-Simmons. I just wanted to say it again for the people in the back. Thank y'all who did tune in. I am trying to be good and be a man of my word and get y'all out in an hour. Because I don't want to be like, you know how you go to church and they be like, we're going to let y'all go, and then don't let you go. And you be
Right.
like, let me go before I let myself go. Because you know I'm crazy like that. And I don't put my finger up, I just be out.
Look, I got to go.
I'm out of here. But no, Ashley, thank you again. And I won't call you tonight. I'll call you because I know it's past your bedtime. But I'll call you tomorrow and figure out when we could put you on for the part two because this was really good. And I know I want to say I heard when is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month?
July.
That's what I heard. Okay, I didn't know that there was a minority one until recently.
I just had a conversation with you about it.
Oh, that you was the person. You were the person. Yeah.
Oh. No, yes, July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month.
Hey Gigi, I'm sorry, I didn't see Gigi on here. Hey Gigi, I couldn't see it on the comments.
Hey, Grandma.
So Gigi is my goddaughter's great grandmother. She calls her Gigi, and so we've all adopted her as Gigi. Gigi, I miss you. I saw somebody like Gigi the other day in the mall. I was like, I miss Gigi. But anyway, listen, we're gonna get out of here. Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Ashley, until we do this again in the next coming weeks, make sure y'all go to Ashley's website to get her shirt. Yes. Ashley, I'm gonna text you because every time I try to go get a shirt, they're not on my size.
So you should be able to. So I have my virtual assistant. I have a virtual assistant now. The Lord has been good and gracious to me. Anyway, that's a lot off my plate. So she has made some changes. You should be able to order your size now. And I'm work with a drop shipping company, so I just send her the message, let her know what you need, and then boom. That's for like the larger sizes or even sizes that are like out of stock from what I have on hand.
Okay.
You should be able to order anything now. If you haven't,
come get my shirt. Then you have all the shirts. All right. God bless. Love y'all.
Peace.